1-0 Friday night. Tupelo defeated Whitehaven 26-19 in what, in no better terms I could think of, was the weirdest season opener ever. Why? We had an hour and 32-minute rain delay. Coach, I have to feel like that was the biggest nightmare for you. An extra 92 minutes of keeping your kids kind of trying to be focused while still in the locker room.
Yeah, it was very, very, very weird. Me and you've been discussing it, everything that's kind of go on, logistic-wise. It was very tough. A lot of things went sideways or got in the wrong lane in every phase. It's just one of those nights. Me and the coaching staff kind of talked about it. I said that night was more weird things or more things happened against you than we've probably felt like it's happened in the season before. And you said it perfect a while ago talking about it. Even at the end of the game, the kids' emotions were kind of flat. They're kind of like, we just won the game or whatever. Long day.
Right.
Long day, and that delay might have zapped them a little bit, but glad it's over with. There's a lot of lessons to learn from that, and we can only get better from it.
Well, we were also talking, it was first game for everybody. I know from a game operations, there were things that we had to deal with. It just felt like if something could have gone wrong, it did. But at the end of the day, we prevailed on the game management side, and you prevailed on the field. You 1-0.
I appreciate you reminding me of that, and appreciate, because, end of the day, it's a win. And we do. We as coaches and players, we get caught up of how we win. And, a lot of a distaste in our mouth after the game and over the weekend about how we performed and play. But it's a new day. Like I said, got to learn from it. It might be the best blessing for us, the way we kind of performed and stuff, and grow from it.
You think a little bit had to do with last year? It was a cakewalk in this game. You lost a lot more to graduation than they did. They had a ton of players coming back. Obviously, they were only going to be better. And here we are, got a lot of new faces in key situations that we did good, and we're going to get better. And they had 2 games under their belt.
They did, and they had a chip on their shoulder. I think they probably kind of came in here last year kind of overconfident, and we had a chip on our shoulder playing them. Well, they come over here a year older. We have 7 new starters on defense, some new guys in a lot of different places.
And a new defense.
I look up and on our scoreboard, and somebody had left a score from last year's game on the scoreboard, and I noticed their players taking pictures of it and stuff like that. I said, well, they're going to play a little bit harder tonight.
Right.
So, yeah, man, they got after us. And, I ain't going to say our kids didn't play hard. I mean, our kids played hard. It's just, the costly mistakes, the penalties, the turnovers, the misassignments, the misalignments, the logistics, it was all wrong. And, there's some things that we can fix. But, we won. It's over with. On to South Haven.
4 touchdowns called back. So even if you get 2 of those back, it's a completely different feel.
Yeah, it's and kind of be expected first game. Some of them were kind of questionable. Some of them probably legit penalties. It's tough, man. You have to keep doing it over and over and over, and you kind of lose some momentum when that stuff happens. And so, hopefully going forward, we don't have that many called back in the game for sure.
Whitehaven scores first, and then you're kind of feeling, not very good. They converted a big 4th down play to get the score, and then J.J. Hill responds by returning the kickoff for the touchdown and kind of got the excitement going.
Yeah, we felt good all week. Coach Jones said if they kicked it in this certain spot, we're going to return it, and they did. We actually returned 2 Friday night. One of them got called back for a touchdown. But yeah, it was good. It was kind of crazy. It was good and bad. We needed points on the board, and we needed some momentum. But defense had just been on the field for a good portion right there, and it was like, oh man, first game, they're kind of gassed already after the first drive, and it was like, oh.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is going to be a marathon, and but no, it was great. Great momentum right there. Great play by a great player.
To kind of explain further what Coach is talking about, Whitehaven had a very long drive to open the game. We returned the kickoff, so that means our defense goes back out there. Our first offensive play came with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter.
That's right.
That's a very weird thing to see. Offensively, new quarterback. Noah Gillen came in. You know, he had, you saw the nerves, and I thought in the third quarter he really started to feel himself and used a lot of different receivers. I forgot to go back to see how many he connected with. He's only going to get better. The kid's got an unbelievable arm on him.
Yeah, he played a really good game, especially for his first game in 7A football. You know, he made some good reads, got some that he needs to improve on. Like I said, he's got some guys to throw to. Probably would have had a better game. We had some more guys we had, you know, first game stuff, some guys dropped some balls. 4 big drops that kind of hurt us, but I mean, he connected with a lot of different receivers. You know, so we found another receiver that could make a big play for us, Colin Bowens. He moved in here and he made a big play in the third quarter to kind of get some momentum going for us. And so, you know, he's just going to get better and better. Him and his receivers are going to keep getting better and better. You know, and like I said, that third quarter, something happened. Maybe he needs to get rocked a little bit more. He took a shot in the second quarter, and I mean, that was impressive for the way he performed the rest of the game after that.
Coach Matt Hagood was telling me prior to the game, we were chit-chatting, he said the biggest thing that you guys have had to work with him on is trust your offensive line. Yep. They got you. That he might have been practiced maybe a little too quick to get out of the pocket to escape, and when you got protection.
Right. And that's Coach Ward always says it. He has said it since he has started working here, and he always tells his receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks, we're not going to call a play unless we can protect you. We're not going to run the play unless we can block it up. So we're calling and running a play for you, okay? I'm not going to put 5 guys up there to block this if they can't block it.
Right.
And so it's like, you know, you create that trust right there. And, you know, yeah, that was some things that we had to kind of work out of Noah a little bit. He wanted to kind of run around, get out of the pocket, make plays. Like, look, you got guys that are protecting you, you know.
Enough on Whitehaven. We get another Haven, South Haven. First road trip, 7 o'clock Friday night. Different mentality when you go on the road. You talk about getting out of your schedule. Well, you leave school early, you stop and eat, you do this, you're in unfamiliar territory. How, for a coaching staff, what are things that you're looking for prior to kickoff?
Well, I think with like this past Friday night, with the delay and everything going on, is bottling up 15, 16, 17-year-old kids for so many hours. It's tough to do, you know. I think sometimes on a road trip, depends on how long the road trip, you can, you know, you get the trip to break up. Kids, for some reason, would rather take a nap on a bus than they would anywhere else. And it's just getting in that routine logistics of, hey, first road trip. We're fortunate enough our jamboree was on the road in a similar distance. But now it's a real game, and you can't have, your setup can't be messed up. It can't be messed up at all, and you got to be on schedule. You got to be on point. And, you know, you got to make sure when you go in for pregame meal that that the food's ready, and you got to at least leave by here and there because you know, there's not much time once you get there, and you got to set up. And there's a lot of things coaches have got to get done, and
it's really where that schedule comes in.
It's schedule. It's got to be concrete, and it's got to be but also you got to be adaptable because things happen. We saw it this past Friday night. You got to be flexible, and you know, it's just you know, we felt like we've worked on this 2 weeks ago, and that might make us a little bit more confident being able to go on the road.
What does South Haven present? What can we expect to see out of them? And remember, this is an old division rival that we used to have too.
Well, now there's going to be some newness because brand new coach, brand new staff. Coach Randall Montgomery has coached all over the state of Mississippi. He was a head coach at Columbus back in the day, in their heyday when they had Kylan Hill and all those guys. kind of a division foe for Tupelo. Won some state championships at Hazelhurst. A guy that's got a lot of coaching pedigree and knows a really good ball. You got a team that wants to sling it around. You're going to see 4 wide receivers lots of times sling it around. A defense is going to be 3-4 and very aggressive. Team that's going to be coached up. A team that in the past, I mean, he's a trick play kind of master. He wants to get the trick plays out and do all that. And so, we know they're going to be prepared and ready. And we got to play our brand of football, clean football.
You've said it before. We're going to look different in week 5. I've always heard you see the biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2. Now, you coaches love a good cliche, and I've heard that for years, but it really is true because you finally have game film to look at. You finally have real game action that you can build off of. With that said, where do you want to see the biggest improvement?
I mean, I could tell Monday's practice when we met as a team and then we went to film, there was some humbleness in the room. Like there were some eyes locked in, some laser focus and knowing like we got to improve this or that. So guys taking self-ownership during the week and relaying that to Friday night. The cleaning up of the ball handling, cleaning up the penalties, cleaning up catching the ball.
Right.
Just the things that we can clean up and we can fix. Clean up the tackling. Tackling was awful Friday night, and I think that's one thing our kids know. At the end of the day, it's about blocking, tackling, catching, throwing, and all that.
Right.
And focusing on that and having fun doing it. And so I think we'll be okay if we can just do that and stick to our game plan.
I like what you said. It's the little things. The plan's there. The game plan's fine. It's just fine tuning the small things to make it execute better.
That's right. It's that's the number one cliche you'll ever hear is you take care of the small things, the big things that happen, and we got to do the small things right.
And I thought the tackling got better as the game went on too. We did talk about that. There was a lot of missed tackles, one arm tackling, not wrapping up, but that was first quarter.
With the way our association set up our season is we only could get our first week of practice we couldn't be in pads.
Right.
Second week in practice we only could be in shells and shorts, so we weren't going to the ground.
Right.
The third week of practice, our jamboree week, we could go full pads. Well, we went full pads 2 days and went to the ground 2 days. Well, you want to save their legs for that Friday night too, and so we only gone to the ground for 2 days, and it showed. And but we're also wanting to protect our guys too. And it was just I knew that probably would be a problem. They had a running back that was very slippery and slick, and
he was good.
He was good. He was good. He's the fastest kid in the state of Tennessee, so that says a lot. And
not to mention it rained the whole first quarter and a half too.
That's true. That's true. And but it's the best thing for us.
Right.
Best thing for us. We needed that. We needed those coaching moments to show our guys what we need to improve on.
Tupelo 1-0, going to South Haven Friday night for a 7 o'clock kickoff. Coach, when you look back on Friday night and the excitement that leads to a season opener, and although you didn't get exactly what you wanted onto that game, how do you carry that over to game 2? How do you hey, let's keep that momentum going. Let's get better, man. We're at the beginning of the season, and we got to get an improvement every week. How do you get that message across?
I mean, I think that's just going through practice in the week and going through, on that game day of guys being confident, not cocky, and also too know like, man, let's just play. Let's play and have fun playing it. Show some excitement when plays happen, and have the most fun out there.
Right.
I feel like Friday night we probably didn't have fun, and it's probably how the game started, and it's to be expected. But we just got to go out and have more fun while we play. And as a coach and as a staff, we got to have more fun doing it too. I get caught up, I get stressed, I get anxious, and and irritated, and I gotta enjoy it.
We always throw the wacky question: Biggest surprise Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in college football for you?
I think there's a few. I think number one, I think Vandy, impressive win at playing Virginia Tech. Florida, ugly.
They got some problems, don't they?
I guess now too is, when's the last time Florida State starting out 0-2?
First 2 games are conference games. I don't ever recall anybody opening the year with 2 conference games.
0-2. I think that. I mean, there's a lot of surprises. I mean, the USC LSU game was a great game.
That was a great college football game.
But like, I think that mainly ones is obviously Florida State being 0-2, Vandy winning. Those are main 2 surprises for sure.
Vandy's got a chance to be 3-0 going to Missouri. How about
Oh.
that? Go Doors. All right, for Coach Ty Harden, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron Takes, and we'll see you Friday night in South Haven.